new arrivals in the aquarium. So when we get new fish in, we keep them around the back for about 2 weeks to make sure they're all okay. This is also where we keep our sick fish as well. So we can do the proper treatments and the vets come in and things like that. Also have some breeding programs as well back here, so you get to see some of our baby fish. Now, has anybody got the tool points in the aquarium in terms of starfish? Yeah, awesome, brilliant. Now, just over here and behind you as well, these are our working fish in the aquarium. So all of these starfish here, they'll go into the rock pool, they'll get stripped for 3 hours, and they come back for 3 days. So it's quite a nice working system for them. Right. Just so they're not out there for so long. They can protect the starfish out the front, but obviously we don't want the same starfish out all the time. So 3 hours every 3 days is kind of the right amount.
It's not so far.
First of all, the starfish doesn't have a brain. So first of all, they can't sense things touching them. They have 2 stomachs. They have 2 stomachs right in the middle of them there. When they eat, they bring their stomachs out of their body to get their food and bring it back into them. Now, as I said, they don't have a brain, they don't have heart, they haven't got lungs. They have got kind of 5 eyes. So at the end of each one of their legs, they have an eye. They can't see images like we can. They can just see shadows. Okay, so they can see light places and dark places. These starfish here are all common starfish, so you find these around the coast of the UK. They live for about 10 years, they have got quite a long lifespan on them. Their main predators are seagulls. So seagulls love to eat starfish. Now what a starfish does, if a seagull has picked him up, a starfish will cut off its own legs that is trapped in the beak of the seagull. Okay? So they'll cut their own legs off, drop themselves back into the sea, and grow those legs back again. Okay? And that's how they defend themselves in their predators. Now, it's not only their legs that can do that, it's also their stomachs as well. So if they're eating something that isn't actually food or they shouldn't be eating, instead of spitting that food out and walking away, they'll just cut that stomach off and regrow a new one. So that's why they have 2 stomachs as a reserve. I know, I wish we could do that. We don't have stomachs at all. It'll grow back again. It takes quite a while, 3 to 6 months. I know, especially because they haven't got a leaf as well. So that's the size a Japanese spider crab gets. Now, ours are just common spider crabs, so they won't get as big. Mini Cooper. What's wrong with them? Okay, we're just going to check out our jellyfish right here. And these are jellyfish in here. And these are our new arrivals. So they literally came into us on Friday. We get out from Weymouth. So in Weymouth, it's around the coast of the UK. They do some breeding programs around there. So they bred the jellyfish there. And these are small, so they will grow bigger, these ones. So they can have babies. And that's all about jellyfish really do. They have got sticks on the end of their tentacles, and that's how they will catch their food. They stick their tentacles out, stick their prey, and drag it back up into their mouths. Now, we have to keep jellyfish in a round tank. a plant. So it does look like a plant, but it's in fact an animal. And it's home to lots of little animals called polyps. And they live amongst the coral. Now we've got black spiky sea urchins in here as well. And we've got 3 of the sea urchins. They use their spikes and stilts to walk along the seabed with. They have a mouth on the other. Should be on the left-hand side of the tank.
Oh yeah.
Feed our smallest sharks, called our black tips. Fully grown, they only get about this big. So we target feed those, again, because they're a little bit smaller, they stand less of a chance of getting to their food, so hence why we target feed those. Now, once the food is taken out, sliced and diced and prepared, we store it in this fridge over here. We're going to have a look at here. And just in here, this will be all the food that has been prepared and got ready for today's feed. Now the rays that we saw out there, they got fed at 11:30, so they've already been fed for today. The next feed of the day is the rainforest, which is happening at 12:30. So in the rainforest section, we don't feed all the tanks every single day, but some of the tanks do. So today we've got some banana and we've got some spinach. I think we've got some spinach in here as well. Now this will be for our gouramis. So we've got a tank in our rainforest section. And we have a freshwater tank. And we have some fish in there called gouramis. They're a type of fish and they've got really big lips. So they'll love to eat the bananas. We've got some trout in here as well. So cut up pieces of trout are for our red-tailed catfish. So those are the meat eaters. So they'll eat these. Now the carrots are actually for our vegetarian piranhas. Okay, it sounds quite strange. Most species of piranhas are in fact vegetarians. So only 1/3 of the piranha species are meat eaters, 2/3 of them are vegetarians. So we do have both kinds here. We do have meat eaters and we have our vegetarians as well. Fish. So our pufferfish will love to eat the cockles as well. So we've got the cockles and we've got the shrimps. Now with our, in the rainforest section, we have a tank in there and it's called the tank buster tank. And that's where we put most of our donations, okay? So we've called it the tank buster tank because pretty much all the fish in there got too big for their owner's tank, so hence the name. And that's where all our gouramis go. So gouramis are a type of fish with really big lips, and the ones that we've got here are called giant gouramis. So they got way bigger than the owners ever expected them to. Now we had this gourami given to us. He was called Gary, and as you know, yes, Gary came into us, and she was donated to us by this elderly lady. Now, when we got Gary into the aquarium, we kept him around the back to keep a good eye on him. And we noticed that he wasn't eating much. He wasn't eating at all, in fact. And he wasn't swimming about like fish should. And we were really, really concerned about him. So we phoned this elderly lady back up again. just to see if Gary liked to eat anything in particular, or if we were doing anything wrong. And the owner said, "What are you feeding Gary?" And we said, "Well, bananas, it's what they love to eat, gouramis." And she said, "No, Gary likes to eat chocolate." So we were like, "What?" Yeah, you can imagine we had a problem on our hands. We had this gourami that was addicted to chocolate and just wouldn't eat anything else that we gave him. So, obviously, none of us had ever heard this before. None of us really knew what to do with this information. So what we decided to do, we gave him some banana, and we mashed some chocolate into the banana, and over time, we took a little bit of chocolate out, a bit more banana into it, and we had to wean him off his little chocolate dish. He got there eventually, which was good news. But unfortunately, Gary isn't with us anymore due to old age, not because of the banana.
How many years did they live?
They lived for a good years, 8 to 12 years. They lived for a good length of time. He was old, 21 herring in a day. Yeah, that was our record. Now, every year, once a year, they go through a molt, and that's when they molt their summer coats and they prepare for the winter. So it's coming up to their molt now. They do tend to eat a little bit more during their molt. This is where our first record was broken with the 21. So August time, we're going to see if anybody breaks that record, but we'll see. Would be quite surprising if they do. Now, when you go and see our penguins, take a good look at their wings. Each penguin has got a wristband. So if the wristband is on the right wing, it means it's a boy. If the wristband is on the left wing, it means it's a girl. And every wristband is a different colour.
Sorry.
Hello.
Here it's
On the right it's a boy.
boy.
Yeah, left it's a girl. Absolutely, yeah. Now every wristband has a different colour. And up in the penguins there's a wall chart on the side, so you can match the colour to the name. So that's how we're able to tell who is who. Now when we do the food, one person will be doing the feed, and then there's always someone else that goes in with a clipboard and a pen, and they tally up how much herring each penguin eats.
Devo fare la chef che vorrei a casa. Sì, allora io dico che questa curva dietro mi è piaciuta molto. Mi ha illuminato tante cose che non sapevo, è stato molto molto interessante. Bello sapere come vengono nutriti, no? Invece me secondo me senza questo
You're welcome. Thank you for very interesting. Very, very